Snow fell soft and slow over Columbus that December night, a hush that made the city glow. Streetlights blurred through it like halos. From the window of the cafe on North High, Paige watched the flakes drift sideways in the wind, one gloved hand wrapped around a paper cup of cocoa she'd barely sipped. Her phone buzzed on the table. A message from Ethan. "Outside. Smiley face. Got a surprise for you." Paige smiled despite herself. He'd been charming all week, funny, attentive, quick with compliments that never cross a line. They'd met through friends from Ohio State, both bored in quarantine, hungry for company. This was their first real date, and for the first time in months, she'd actually felt nervous excited instead of just nervous. She zipped her coat and stepped outside. Ethan's car idled at the curb, an older black SUV with snow crusting its hood. The driver's window rolled down, and there he was, tall, dark curls, the kind of grin that made his eyes crease. "Hey, you," he said. "Cold, huh? Let's get you warm." Inside, the heater blasted cinnamon air from one of those hanging tree-shaped fresheners. A soft instrumental version of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" hummed through the speakers. Paige laughed. "Getting festive, huh?" Ethan shrugged. "Gotta have some cheer. Christmas music makes everything better." She didn't disagree. Then, his place was only 10 minutes away, near German Village, one of those red brick apartment buildings built before elevators were standard. The hallway smelled faintly of old pine and radiator dust. He led her up 2 flights, chatting about how empty Columbus felt this year. When he unlocked his door, she noticed how quiet it was. Too quiet. Then she stepped inside and the quiet broke. A record player spun near the window. Silver bells echoed in slow, lilting tones. The lights were low, golden from a single lamp and the glow of a small fake tree on the table. "Wow," Paige said. "You really went for it." He laughed softly. "Yeah, Christmas is kind of my thing." The apartment was neat, but there was something clinical about it. Books lined up in exact order, every picture frame perfectly centered. No clutter, no warmth. On the table sat 2 mugs and a single red candle burning down to a puddle. They talked for hours. About family, about the weirdness of 2020, about the loneliness of it all. He listened so intently that Paige found herself saying things she hadn't told anyone all year. How she missed her mother's house. How holidays didn't feel like holidays without chaos and noise. "Noise," Ethan repeated. "Exactly. That's what people miss. The cover noise. You can hide in it. Say things you don't mean and nobody hears." She laughed awkwardly. "I guess." His eyes stayed on her. Too long. When she checked her phone, it was almost midnight. "Oh my God," she said. "I should go. My Ubers." "Stay a bit," Ethan interrupted. "It's freezing out." She smiled politely. "I should really." 5 more minutes, he said, not smiling now. Let the song finish. On the record, Silent Night began to play, slow, somber, the kind of version that sounds like a lullaby for ghosts. Paige shifted in her seat. "Maybe next time," she tried again, standing. He stood too. "I just don't get it," he said softly. "Why rush out? Don't you like it here?" "I do, but it's late." He stepped closer. "You're safe here." That word, safe, hit wrong. Paige's heart picked up. "Ethan, I just want to get home." He sighed and rubbed his forehead. Sorry. I didn't mean to be weird. It's just, I hate being alone on nights like this." Something in his tone made her hesitate. A confession, maybe? Then came the sound. Click. The lock on the door slid. And then again, click. He'd locked it twice. Her breath hitched. "Why did you?" "Habit," he said quickly. "Just habit. You can leave whenever you want." But his hand stayed near the doorframe, casual, blocking it without blocking it. The record flipped. "Oh, Come All Ye Faithful" started, a chorus of muffled voices beneath the soft crackle of vinyl. Her heart drummed louder than the music. "Actually, I think I'll call a ride now," she said, reaching for her phone. "No service in here," he murmured. "Old building." Her stomach dropped. She glanced toward the windows, tall, narrow, half fogged from the heat. "Just sit," Ethan said again, quieter now, like coaxing a stray animal. "Please, I'll make more cocoa." Paige sat, because what else could she do? He poured from the same pot that had been sitting on the stove since she arrived. The cocoa looked thick, darker than before. "Do you want?" "No, thanks," she said quickly. He stared at her for a beat, then smiled again, that same too-wide grin. "Suit yourself." On the record, Jingle Bell Rock started up loud, scratchy, too cheerful. "You know," Ethan said, "people always think Christmas is about giving, but it's really about keeping traditions, keeping people close." Paige nodded, eyes on the door. "Do you believe in signs?" he asked suddenly. "Signs? Like when something's meant to happen?" "I guess so." "I think you coming here was a sign," he said. "You're quiet. You listen. You don't talk over the music." She forced a laugh. "Most people just tell me I'm shy." "No," he said. "You're tuned differently. You hear what's underneath." The record clicked again. The music stopped. The silence was unbearable. Then Ethan whispered, "Do you hear it?" Paige froze. He tilted his head toward the ceiling. "The building. It hums. When people are asleep. It's like the whole place is breathing." Paige forced a small smile. "Ethan, I really need to go." His eyes flicked toward her phone. "You don't trust me." "It's not that." "It is," he said, voice rising. "You think I'm some creep. Everyone leaves. Everyone runs when they see what's real." Paige stood. "I'm not." He moved faster than she expected, not touching her, but stepping just close enough that the air felt heavy between them. "Sit down." The words were soft but final. Paige's mind split, half of her calculating, half of her screaming. She took a slow breath. "Okay," she said. "I'll sit. Just, can I use your bathroom first?" He hesitated, then nodded. Second door. She walked down the short hall, trying not to run. The bathroom light buzzed when she flicked it on, harsh and yellow. She locked the door behind her and turned on the faucet, letting water rush loud as cover. Cover noise. She looked at the window, small, narrow, but maybe big enough. Snow pressed against the glass like white static. Her hands shook as she unlatched it. The old frame groaned. In the other room, she heard footsteps, slow, pacing, then the faint click of another record starting. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Her pulse thundered. She pushed the window open, felt the cold sting her skin. Her coat caught on the sill, ripping at the seam, but she didn't stop. Behind her, she heard his voice, distant, sing-song. "Paige." She dropped. Snow exploded around her, freezing her legs, soaking her shoes. She landed hard but didn't feel it. She ran across the narrow alley, through the snow, until the music was gone. The police said there wasn't enough to charge him. No physical harm. No proof he'd locked her in. Maybe a misunderstanding, they'd said. She moved apartment a week later, got new locks, stopped using dating apps. For a while, she could almost forget until the first Christmas song came on. It happened in a grocery store mid-November. She was comparing prices on instant coffee when Let It Snow piped through the speakers. Her throat closed. The aisles blurred. She dropped the can and ran outside, leaving her cart behind. At home, she tried again, streaming playlist desensitization therapy techniques. Nothing worked. The moment sleigh bells jingled, her skin prickled, her heart raced. Music wasn't music anymore. It was cover noise, something hiding underneath. Sometimes she swore she heard faint breathing in the pauses between songs. Snow again, heavier this time. Paige worked remotely, rarely left her apartment. Therapy helped. Until December. She'd been sleeping with a fan on, constant white noise to drown everything. But that night, it went out, power flicker. Silence filled the room. Then faintly, from the apartment next door, "Do you hear what I hear?" Paige sat up, her chest locked. She could swear the record skipped the same way it had in Ethan's apartment. A tiny stutter before the chorus. Her hands shook as she checked the time, 12:04 a.m. She went to the wall and pressed her ear against it. The song looped. Again and again. Paige moved again. New city, new number, new everything. She told herself it was over until the first Christmas ad came on her phone. A car commercial, bells and choirs. And behind the jingle, faint but clear, a voice whispered, "You hear what's underneath." She threw the phone across the room. When she picked it up, the screen was cracked, and a text notification blinked. "Unknown number. Outside. Smiley face. Got a surprise for you." It took her 3 hours to convince herself she was imagining things. New number. New phone. No way. Still, she checked the peephole before bed. Snow. Empty street. But when she woke, there was something on her doorstep. A small wrapped box with a red bow. No name. Inside, a single record. Christmas Classics, Volume 1. No note. Her fingers trembled as she set it on the counter. The edges were warm, like someone had been holding a long time. She didn't have a record player, but that night she heard it anyway. Through the walls, through the vents, faint muffled, silver bells. By now, the sound followed her. Grocery stores, elevators, coffee shops. Every speaker seemed tuned to her fear. She started hearing words inside the songs, not lyrics, but whispers. A man's voice under the strings. "Stay a bit. You're safe here. Don't you like it here?" She stopped sleeping, stopped eating, moved again. But Christmas came faster every year. The snow fell soft and slow again. Paige hadn't gone outside in days. She sat by the window, curtains drawn, fan running full blast. A TV played static. Anything to fill the silence. But somewhere below, a car passed with its windows down, blasting Silent Night. Paige covered her ears, but the sound seeped through anyway, like water through cracks. She screamed. Then she heard it, not from the car, from inside the apartment, from the bathroom, the faint, steady sound of a record spinning. She stood, every nerve screaming no, don't. But her legs moved anyway. The door was half closed. The air inside was cold, like the window was open. And on the counter, a record player. The same one, her breath fogged in the air. Then from the speaker, you can hide in it. Say things you don't mean and nobody hears. The voice wasn't quite Ethan's anymore. Deeper, broader, like something had been speaking through him all along. Paige backed away. The bathroom light flickered. Snowflakes drifted to the open window, slow and silent, glowing in the dim light. She turned to run. The door slammed. Click. Then again. Click. Locked. Twice. From behind her, the music swelled. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. And underneath, breathing, she clawed at the knob, screamed, kicked. The fan in the other room drowned her voice. Cover noise. Her last thought before the light went out was that maybe Ethan had been right all along. Christmas wasn't about giving. It was about keeping. A year later, The next tenant in that building complained of strange noises in the pipes. Faint songs at night, even when the power was off. Maintenance found nothing, except one small thing wedged behind the bathroom sink. A broken phone, screen shattered. On it, one message draft unsent. If you hear the music, don't listen.